It's the beginning of the second week of 2023, and this week too, the surprises continue that shake things up. The world of business and personal finance. Hello and welcome to Money Time at Money9. I'm your host Ajay, and let's kick things off with some suggestions that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has received from various tax consultants and lawyers. First up, Deloitte India partner Sudhakar Sethuraman has said that the government should make budget attractive for the middle class. He has also said that the government should reduce the rate of the highest tax bracket to 25%. Currently, that is at 30%, and he has also added that this would make even the optional tax regime more attractive. Following him, Anderson India chairman Rakesh Nangia has said that the government should allow citizens to avail of deductions even if they opt for the new tax regime, while Indus Law tax partner Shruti KP has said that the government should go back to the single tax structure in the country. Now, whether the government continues with the concession of on the tax structure or scrap it, things would only be clearer when the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman when she tables the budget on February 1, 2023. And staying with budget suggestions, calls for rationalization of tax rates in the new tax regime is becoming more louder. First, EY tax partner and India mobility leader Amarpal S. Shadda suggested that the basic exemption limit in the tax structure should be increased to 5 lakhs rupees from the current 2.5 lakh rupees. 30% tax rate should be levied only on income of more than 20 lakh rupees. Currently, 30% tax is levied if the income is above 15 lakh rupees. Indus Law tax partner Shruti KP has said that the new tax regime has been more popular with individuals in the lower tax bracket and those who are not claiming any deductions. She has further said that the deductions under Section 80C should be increased to at least 3 lakh rupees. And going on quickly to banking, private sector lenders HDFC Bank and the IDFC First Bank have hiked lending rates. HDFC Bank has raised 1-year MCLR to 8.85%, while the IDFC First Bank has raised 1-year MCLR to 9.5%. The interest rates on various types of loans are tied up with the 1-year MCLR of banks. So home loans, auto loans and other types of consumer loans with these two private lenders will also become further costlier. Now, we know it's the winter season and we don't need any fans, but guess what? The prices of fans are likely to increase by up to 20%. Now, this is because the government has revised energy efficiency norms that companies have to follow. Now, companies like Orient, Havells, Usha all have announced that the fans will become costlier by up to 20% because of the government's latest diktat. According to new guidelines of the government, companies are required to give star ratings between 1 to 5 stars on fans. The star rating is dependent on service value. Now, Orient Electric MD and CEO Rakesh Khanna said, and I quote, "Consumers will get access to a superior product that consumes far less energy. 5-star rated fans consume up to 50% lower energy than other fans. On an average, ceiling fans account for 20% of the electricity consumed by an average household in India." Up next, things are going to get a little bit colder for the people of Himachal Pradesh. The state government has hiked diesel prices by 3 rupees per litre. Diesel will now cost 86 rupees in the hill state, while price of petrol remains at 97.19 rupees in the capital city Shimla. Overall in the country, fuel prices remain unchanged. OMCs, that is the oil manufacturing companies, have not raised fuel prices in the last 15 months. And due to the unprecedented rise in international prices of crude oil, petrol and diesel prices were at elevated levels in the major part of 2021 and 22. But since crude oil prices have cooled off from the recent highs, downward revisions of domestic fuel prices have stood pending for the longer time in the country. Now, on one side, experts are talking about anticipated downward fuel price revision, and on the other side, stakeholders have actually begun increasing prices of diesel and CNG in various parts of the country. CNG prices have increased in Gujarat after the conclusion of the state elections. Both city gas distributors in the state, Adani Total Gas and Gujarat Gas, have hiked CNG prices. Adani Total Gas has hiked CNG prices by 1 rupee per kg, while Gujarat Gas has jacked up prices by nearly 3.5 rupees. CNG is now available at more than 80 rupees per kg in the state. Up next, we move on to NFO. Last week, we saw Axis bringing out some NFOs. This week, HSBC is also bringing its NFO. Now, this mutual fund, this NFO which is called as new HSBC Multicap Fund, will commence for subscription from January 10, 2023. The NFO will close on January 24. Now, this is an open-ended fund. Now, being a multi-cap, this scheme will invest 25% of the corpus, each in large, mid-cap and small caps. It will be fund manager's discretion to invest the remaining 25% wherever he thinks will be beneficial for the scheme. Fund managers are Venugopal Mangat, Sonal Gupta and Kapil Punjabi. The money will be invested for longer periods of time for compounding benefit. And from mutual funds, we move on to FPIs. FPIs have been net sellers of India's equity markets so far in January 2023. They have sold shares worth near about 5,900 crore rupees so far in January. FPIs were net buyers of domestic equities for preceding 2 months of November and December 2022. Going forward, analysts are cautious on foreign investment in India's equity market. Himanshu Srivastava of Morningstar India said, and I quote, "Increasing concerns over re-emergence of COVID in some parts of the world and recession worries in the US have been keeping FPIs away from emerging markets like India." VK Vijay Kumar of Geojit Financial Services said India's equity market was trading at rich valuations. FPI money is chasing lower valuations by selling in overvalued markets like India. FPIs are investing in countries like China and Europe. In 2022, FPIs sold equities worth more than 2 lakh crore rupees. And up next, the market was upbeat on Monday. Both Sensex and Nifty scored nearly 1% on Monday. Sensex went up 1.41% to settle above 60,700 points, while Nifty went above 18,100 points. From the Sensex pack, Mahindra & Mahindra, HCL Technologies, IndusInd Bank, Tata Consultancy Services, Bharti Airtel, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys, Reliance Industries and Axis Bank were the major winners. IT counters were in heavy demand as TCS kick-started December quarterly result announcements. Most of the other markets in Asia also closed in green. International oil benchmark Brent crude jumped more than 2% and hovered around $80 per barrel. And from fuel, we move on to something coming in from the road ministry. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has called on stakeholders to jack up ethanol production to enable faster transition to green mobility. Highlighting on pollution problem, Gadkari said 80% of the energy requirement of the Indian transport sector was being fulfilled through imports of fossil fuels. This is financial burden for the government. Gadkari said high fossil fuel import leads to economic and environmental problems. The transport sector also accounts for 90% of the carbon emissions. There is immediate need to decarbonize the sector. Adoption of biofuel on large scale has become vital. He has called for rampant production. The government aims to make the country a global torchbearer in biofuels. And moving on, German luxury car maker BMW has driven in a new electric vehicle at 1.95 crore rupees. The model is BMW i7 xDrive 60. BMW has also driven in ICE variants of this luxury sedan. It comes at ex-showroom price of just more than 1 crore rupees. The ICE variant is cheaper by 88 lakh rupees. Bookings are open. Deliveries will commence from March 2023. BMW Group India had its best year ever in 2022, where it sold almost 12,000 cars in the country. And the wait is finally over. Mahindra & Mahindra has raised the curtains over the much-awaited all-new Mahindra Thar 2WD. The latest range of the SUV includes 3 variants. The lower variant will be available at an ex-showroom price of 9.99 lakh rupees, while the higher variant, that is the petrol engine, will be available at ex-showroom price of 13.49 lakh rupees. Deliveries of the new model will commence from January 14. Notably, these prices are introductory and will be applicable for the first 10,000 initial bookings. These models will be available in the bronze and white shades. Well, that's all for today here on Money Time at Money9. Download the Money9 app and subscribe to the Money9 English's YouTube channel. See you again at the same time tomorrow. Until then, take care and good night.